What are organic compounds? The word organic is basically related to the life. So, organic means related to life. In fact, there was a time when the word organic was not used, rather, there was the term organismic. So, keep in mind that the earlier name of the organic compounds is actually the organismic compounds. So, the word organic means which is related to the life. During earlier times, it was the source of the compounds that was the base of their classification. Like organic compounds are those compounds which are obtained from the living organisms. So the compounds which are obtained from living organisms, they were considered as the organic compounds. And those compounds which were obtained from the non-living sources, they were termed as the inorganic compounds. So during earlier times, organic compounds and inorganic compounds were classified on the basis of their sources. The compounds which were obtained from the living organisms were called as the organic compounds, and the living organism means plants and animals. So those compounds which were obtained from plants and animals, they were called as the organic compounds. And those compounds which were obtained from the non-living sources include air, water, soil, rocks, etc. So all those compounds which are obtained from the non-living sources, they were termed as the inorganic compounds. So during earlier times, the compounds were classified as organic and inorganic only on the basis of their sources. And there was a very important concept that was introduced by Johannes Jacob Berzelius in 1815. Johannes Jacob Berzelius or J.J. Berzelius is also called as the father of the Swedish chemistry. He introduced a very important concept in 1815 that was called as the vital force theory. According to this theory, the living organisms are the only source of the organic compounds. And there is a vital force, a huge force, that causes the synthesis of the organic compounds inside the living organisms, that is plants and animals. As the humans do not have this vital force, that's why organic compounds cannot be synthesized in the laboratory or in vitro. So the only source of the organic compounds are the living organisms. And these organic compounds are synthesized by some vital force, some very huge force inside the bodies of the living organisms. Humans do not have this vital force. That's why organic compounds cannot be synthesized in the lab or in vitro by the humans. So according to this vital force theory, actually the main concept was that organic compounds cannot be synthesized in lab. Rather, they are only obtained from the living organisms. So, organic compounds cannot be synthesized in the lab. This is called as the vital force theory, or this concept is called as the vitalism. In 1823, Friedrich Wöhler rejected vital force theory. So it was 1823 when Frederick Wöhler rejected the vital force theory. He actually heated ammonium cyanide in the lab and prepared urea. He was not intentionally preparing the urea, rather he was just heating the ammonium cyanide and by chance ammonia formed. Ammonium cyanide is basically an inorganic compound, although it has carbon, but all the compounds that have carbon, they are not considered as organic because it lacks the properties of the organic compounds. So it is considered as the inorganic compound. And urea, that is an organic compound. So it was in 1823 that first time an organic compound was prepared in vitro. In vitro means inside the lab. So it was for the first time that the organic compound was prepared in vitro. And keep in mind that it was the urea which was the first organic compound prepared in the lab. The natural source of the urea is basically urine of mammals. And actually the word urea is derived from the urine. The word urea is itself derived from the urine. So in this way, the first organic compound was prepared in the laboratory and the vital force theory was rejected. After the rejection of the vital force theory, now it was necessary to redefine the organic compounds, because before rejection of the vital force theory, organic compounds were the compounds which are obtained from the living organisms. But after the rejection of the vital force theory, it was necessary to redefine the organic compounds. And nowadays, the organic compounds are defined as the compounds of carbon and hydrogen only, that is hydrocarbons and their derivatives. So the compounds that consist of carbon and hydrogen only, that is hydrocarbons and their derivatives, they are considered as the organic compounds. And study of these organic compounds is called as organic chemistry. So this one is the modern definition of the organic compounds. The old definition is that organic compounds are those compounds which were obtained from the living organism, that is plants and animals. And the modern definition of the organic compounds is that these are the compounds of carbon and hydrogen only, that is hydrocarbon and their derivative. And study of these organic compounds, that is called as the organic chemistry. Now let us have a look at the examples of the organic compounds just to elaborate the definition. For example, if we have methane, this one is the simplest organic compound. Methane consists of carbon and hydrogen only, so that's why it is considered as a hydrocarbon. But if you replace one hydrogen of the methane with chlorine, suppose we get methyl chloride. Now methyl chloride is not a hydrocarbon because it consists of chlorine as well. And hydrocarbons are those compounds that only consist of carbon and hydrogen. So it will be called as the derivative of hydrocarbon. Methane is hydrocarbon and methyl chloride is the derivative of hydrocarbon. And both these are organic compounds. So the hydrocarbons and the derivatives of hydrocarbons, they are considered as the organic compounds. In this way, the definition of the organic compounds was modified from the old to the modern, and during this modification of the definition of the organic compound, an important historical development was the rejection of the vital force theory by the Frederick Wohler. Now keep in mind that all those compounds that have carbon, they are not considered as organic, just like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, carbonic acid, carbonates, bicarbonates, metallic cyanides, just like KCN or sodium cyanide, cyanates, thiocyanates, etc. So these compounds, they do consist of carbon, but they are not considered as organic. It means that every compound that consists of carbon cannot be called as organic compound. Rather, organic compounds must have some special features. So all the compounds that have carbon, they are not organic, but the compounds that have carbon and they also have the features of the organic compounds, they are called as the organic in nature. So these are the compounds that are not considered as organic in nature. There are two reasons. First one is the historical and conventional reasons. So because of historical and conventional reasons, these compounds are not considered as organic. And the second thing is that they consist of carbon, but they do not show the characteristic features of the organic compounds. That's why they are considered as the inorganic compounds. So this was the lecture about, just an introductory lecture from the old definition of the organic compounds towards the modern definition of the organic compounds.